Salute to you. I am J Revolution, who is adjusting his mic, and you are tuned in or listening to the informative podcast series wherever you listen to podcasts. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and the video version is available on YouTube. On this episode, I have with me two very important guests, and I say they're very important guests because I feel like I've been trying to get this duo into the studio for quite some time. Thankfully, they've been busy. Busy is a good thing. I'd like to introduce on their first ever podcast, that's correct, / interview, super formal, the brothers, the steppers, one of the most prolific dancing duo I know, André and René Arneaud. Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome, guys.
What's going on, man?
Morning.
It's all good. I am good. More importantly, how are y'all?
I am great. André Arneaud could say that he is great.
We started off one time. You're great. That's great news. Ren, I hope you're great too, bro.
Yeah. Not too bad, man. Not too bad. You know, taking
you tell me not too bad.
taking in all this rain. I feel like this rain is something else. Is a lot.
I agree. So, gentlemen, for the viewers who may not know, and that might be very few, tell us a little bit about yourselves. And let's start with you, René. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Right. Well, my name is René Arneaud, to be exact, brother of André Arneaud. That is my better half. I am known mainly for dancing. We dancing with André, of course. We did some acting. We do some acting with DC Shell.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
Look at that. Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes.
And I'm sure there are people who didn't know that as well.
Yes.
How long we doing now? About 11, 12 years, maybe?
Possibly. Yeah,
Excuse me?
Yeah.
And it's mostly theater shows. So, it's not like big movies or blockbusters.
No. I know what you mean, but still.
Yeah.
Correct. It has
approximately that amount of
11 years? We
been a
out
while.
with a bang. I did not know that at all.
Yeah. Yes. Dancing, acting, and I think that has taken up a big portion of our lives and contributed to who we are today. Dancers / actors / realists.
Realists. Well, I hope we get real today. Dre, you could compliment that boy.
What we could say about that, boy, I think that you may know us from some stages. We had the privilege of working with some soca artists. Started off working with Kesty Band. I don't know if you may have seen the brothers at that time. What year that was? That was around
I think that was
2006.
Nah, you're wild. That was closer to 2011. 11ish, maybe 10, late 2010, early 2011. For you, it is 2012.
We graced the Monk stage as well.
Right.
We had some work doing with Voice the Artist as well. Yeah, that's the best compliment I could add to.
Right. Now, I mean, excellent. So that's the gist. That's the brief, the abbreviated timeline.
Right. Yes.
So, what I want to get into first and foremost, before we start to analyze what you guys do and how you guys really grinded your way to the place that you all are now. What was the eureka moment when you both realized that you could dance? Because it's one thing if one brother dancing and the other brother kind of just, all brethren. But both of you realized you all could dance. But not only that, dance to a compatible level and to a point where you all are almost, fully synchronized with that. What was that eureka moment like?
Well, boy, to tell you the truth, it was a very long time ago. I don't know if you remember this song, 96.1% Jamaican accent. I'm a bad.
Hey.
So there was this time that we were looking at TV, and I believe that artist was performing it in tent. And this fella Rocky, I think now he's a kind of strong.
Yeah,
man.
I know
Right.
who that is. Yeah,
At the point in time, Rocky was as slim as, and he was dancing with this guy, and he was like, "But this fella, I think I see this fella before, man. He on TV dancing. I think I could do that too." And I think that same night, immediately after that performance, we just kind of went outside and we try our hand at whatever it is we could do at that point in time. In addition to, yes, the AVM Michael Jackson videos and Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, I
and
definitely had a Michael Jackson.
You remember that station?
Definitely, nah.
Nah, man.
No,
Channel
no.
4, AVM.
Right, no, but Channel 4 back then wasn't
TIC.
No, it wasn't TIC. It was really AVM first. I think
was AVM first and then
TIC came after.
Yeah.
And every Saturday morning.
Hold on. We had a zoning for that one. Channel 4 was AVM. Bro, I don't think it was AVM. I don't get, you know what? But I know Channel 4.
Yes.
Channel 4 went through a bunch of weird transitions.
Correct.
Definitely.
But I remember seeing the information channel at some point in my childhood for it to be Channel 4. So AVM is the most recent incarnation of it.
I
But
feel
that's just
like
what you'll
AVM
remember.
was before TIC.
AVM was probably before. I know TIC was the rebrand and there was something before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We were
but
going to my
religiously.
old TV. I was in it and
I
see
feel
what's
like getting Channel 4 on that.
For sure.
For sure,
We're
for
definitely
sure.
going any past that. Okay, so you all
Yeah.
saw
Correct.
this artist and Rocky was dancing, you see.
And Rocky was by himself just
Dancing.
going it.
So both of y'all saw that and then both of y'all went outside and said, yo, we go and dance, boy.
To be honest, I can't fully remember seeing that artist.
Okay. Well, then tell me what you remember.
I don't know if Rocky was even before AVM, but I can't remember that artist. But my thing was every Saturday, Channel 4, same Channel 4, would religiously show at least one Michael Jackson video. Right? And you're going to make sure that you get up early to see that video.
Right.
You have to see that video. And I just found it was cool. First video I saw was Smooth Criminal, White Jacket, legendary
Serious business,
video.
yeah. Serious business.
Right? And I feel like I just had to try that, boy, because it just looked so cool. And I think, my brother was already dancing at the time. I was still young. So I was still coming up in it. But I just had to learn it, boy. And eventually I just do it a million times and just take off from there, boy.
Seeing your brother dance had any kind of influence and you wanted to try it, or that just came to you, just said, nah, boy, I saw this on my own and I want to try it?
No, definitely both.
Both, okay.
I wanted to try it, and seeing him doing it was a plus.
Excellent.
I think
Origin story, boy.
yeah.
Real origin story, boy.
I think Rocky was the point for me to say I want to try it in public. Like,
Right, well, big up Rocky then.
yeah,
up Rocky.
for sure. Michael
Rocky
Jackson
realized influence in people, you know what I mean?
and Justin and those guys was you wanted to get it right in your house and but to say like step outside and try it in front of people. If Rocky doing that, I don't see why I can't do it.
So
too.
then we're moving on the timeline now. When was the first time you all stepped, you stepped out in public by yourself first, or was both of y'all one time?
Both of us
One time, right. So when was the first public appearance, performance? When was that?
I would think that was when we were part of a group, right? A church group, to be exact.
Right.
And the name of this group was the Strawberry Alarm Clocks. Let me tell you something.
Just know. Say that name again.
Strawberry Alarm Clocks.
Yeah, big up the Strawberry Alarm Clocks. One time.
Listen, the
Oh.
most ridiculous name ever. And
You know what? It sounds like one of those names you would call a rock band back in India. You know, rock band just have weird names.
Correct. And christened by none other than René and André himself. That name was, yes.
He
brought
got
it.
what the name?
Trinidad! I mean,
Well done, my brother.
as jokey as it sounded, once it is, people knew that strawberries were there, they would look forward to the performance still though. So that was
But
good.
don't call it
don't
strawberries now.
Don't get me wrong. No.
Say the
No.
word, say the
Don't get me
word.
wrong. I mean, Strawberry Alarm Clock is sack, right? So I know if you prefer. No, but there is but it don't matter what your name is. If you're
right.
good, that the value there.
Right,
So
right,
once the
right.
strawberries there, people coming through.
Right,
I
so
mean,
I
it have a rock band named the Cranberries, I think, right? So it's
Oh, yeah,
all
true,
of that
right,
along
right,
the line, safe.
Yeah. So,
So
I think,
that's the first iteration.
the
Strawberry
first-
alarm clocks.
the
This is
first
history.
performance, the first public appearance, I should say, was in event held by Youth for Christ. There was a Youth for Christ ministry, YFC, at the point in time, and they were having it was a talent show.
No, I think it was a whole thing, like a whole day event, and that dance talent thing was a part of it. I think.
It was a competition, right?
Yes.
Right.
It was
So
a competition.
it had a competition. It had another group called Static Shock, and it had a good bit of groups.
Static Shock. Interesting.
Static Shock.
Yeah, Static Shock. And that was the first public appearance. We performed Usher Caught Up song, so you can have an era.
Tempo and tempo too.
And we had to take them now first immediately.
Wow. wow. Obviously.
Oh gosh.
Great. So, man, maybe this victory, maybe that sparked, might have a future in this. Strawberries now turn the rest of the competition to fruits.
I think it definitely did give us the confidence to continue going out in public there and just kind of digging a little deeper into, dance and how the whole thing is work. Because we were extremely nervous. We had no idea, how we would have been received, even given the name and everything,
Especially the name.
Yeah, where that came, I mean, just a small sidetrack, I'm sorry. Where did that come from?
Honestly, I cannot remember. At the point in time, I was just randomly throwing things together, and that was one of them. And then I do believe that there is a band called the Strawberry Alarm Clocks that at the point in time I didn't know. Because I'd Google it after and I was like, well, all right, the Strawberry Alarm Clocks actually exist. Well, look at that. But at the point in time, Strawberry Alarm Clocks, the dancing group was no more.
Okay, so, as soon as you found out that.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. So we're proceeding now, going along on the timeline here. When did you all first have a professional gig? What was that like? Good, both shoulder, both with the chin grab, both with the chin grab. I mean to pong the brain so much because
Right.
Don't get me wrong, I remember my first professional gig though, but
I think it was. And when you say professional, you mean as
just getting paid,
right.
yeah.
I think it was within the that Strawberry time.
Oh, word, okay.
A lot of things came out from that first performance there. It was church oriented, as in a lot of the things that came out, and then the first professional gig or paying gig was through somebody in church. They wanted us to perform, I believe, at a Angostura thing down in Fernandez compound.
Compound, right?
And yeah, we get $2.
That's
Yeah.
right. So guys, now that gigs have happened and years are going by, and maybe you guys are starting to see more opportunities in dance. Tell me, what was the journey from the Strawberry Alarm Clocks to getting to the point where y'all are dancing for artists on stage? That's what we want to get to, right? Now, that's a big question, so let me try to break that down as best as possible, right? In terms of honing your craft, were you guys doing research? Were you guys training with other dancers, learning from other dancers, or just perfecting your technique as time went along by yourselves? What was that like?
I would say it's a combination of perfecting it by yourself and research. I do think it had a huge dance scene back then as it has now. So if you're honing your craft, it would be a lot of solo effort.
Right.
Yeah.
I definitely add to that. When we kind of came into it, it was, like a little while after party time.
Right.
And, just kind of before like the current dance scene.
Oh, so we was like, okay, I know after party time it had a bit of a dip.
Yeah.
Did you remember like what year that was around? Cause I know party time is 90s, but like what year would you all say that you all were in this mode of honing your craft, sharpening your skills, etc.? So what time period that was? Early 2000s? Or?
Maybe. Yeah. I would say early 2000s, maybe 98, 99 for the latest type of thing. As in where it is like we kind of now start to look into like what this thing really about. 2006 for the latest, or
I feel you say for the 98, 99.
yeah, somewhere around there, and 2006. And why I say that is because I think in the beginning, we thought Justin and Usher and all these people, like they were the battery behind the whole operation. They used to do everything for themselves. And then, you realize, well, it actually have somebody called a choreographer that'll make up the moves. And it's not these people, and that blow my mind. I was like, so somebody actually telling these people what to do. So you're not the star? What? What? Yeah, it was crazy. And while we were at the Hip Hop International at the championships one of those years, I had meet Justin, choreographer, and he was, normal and just talking to me right here, having breakfast. And, he was saying, yeah, I work with Janet. Definite LA
crazy.
Conversation. So
Crazy.
he lists out the resume there, and it was blowing my mind. And, after that, for me personally, it kind of just like branch off a little bit from, dancing exactly like these artists to, I don't know, let me see, like what we could call our own thing. Ooh. That, like it's not a video that we recreated. No, it's not. Or it's not any of those things that you see.
That's a good realization. You hit a point where it's like, okay, this mind is creating that which I am seeing, and I'm thinking it's them. So no, I want to see what my mind is capable of. No. Because you're probably thinking these guys just dancing for talent, and like they're probably in this natural ability, and you didn't realize these guys being trained.
Correct.
So finding yourself in that moment, I find that's a eureka moment.
Pivotal point.
That hip hop competition, who were you all with at that time?
Eclectic.
Eclectic.
Yes.
Right. Take me through that eclectic era. How did you all link with them?
Well, boy.
Yeah, I feel you're the best person.
That was after the Strawberry Alarm Clocks had kind of fizzled out a little bit. And I had a friend called Crystal, and she knew of Hamid, of course, because everybody knew Hamid.
Big up Hamid.
Big up Hamid one time.
Yeah, big up Hamid same.
And she came to me and she was like, well, I know this group and they're really good and you should definitely meet them and come. I'll take you to meet them. And I was like, who is this group? I don't know of any groups. I don't know anybody that's danced. Like, where you really taking me? We're going Shagona? What? Why are we going on to Shagona? But okay, sure. If it is, you pick them up and we're going. We're going. And I went down and it was Hamid and 2 or 3 others. And it was like joining the military.
Yeah, right.
It's like, you stand up there. You take off that hat. Let me see it. Turn around. Do these moves. Hamid, show him some moves there. And I couldn't believe why I was going through here at this point in time, because I didn't know these fellas. I didn't know, what it is they accomplish, what it is they do. Mind you, at this point in time, they already traveled to the championships and they competing and that type of thing. And, I just thought it was cool that there's another group out there doing what it is we're interested in. Anyway, so Hamid come with his moves. Obviously, I'd catch my nenen at that point in time because I was still kind of now getting into, our own thing, and Hamid had his style and everything developed, which was nothing like ours. And then there was a couple 8 counts that I had to learn it eventually, and then that was that. And then they say, well, all right, we'll think about it. I said, well, I have a brother, so you might as well
I know what to ask you if he was there.
Yeah.
I wasn't there at that one.
So you might have to think about, 2 or 2 brother.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's how you do it.
And then Dre had come down, I think some days after, and, we do the Usher routine that we know. All right, look, Usher caught up. And that was that. After that, we was just in.
They can deny all you. They can deny all you. After all, you're saying, all right, excellent. Okay, cool. So we had the origins locked. Fellas, when was, okay, not necessarily when. The transition from thinking about doing this for a career, like a genuine source of income, boy. When did that start happening? When did you all start telling yourselves, all right, we could try to dance for a living? First of all, is that the case? Was that the case at any point? That you all said, okay, we're going to do dance for a living as a singular source of income, or was it always like extra?
I mean, well, for me, I feel like at some point in time, it did cross my mind. You know, like this could be a career, this could be the main thing that I'm doing. And when that happened was when we had started dancing with Kiss, which was actually through the Eclectic link, because I think they were working with Kiss to some extent for a while. But I think the decision was not solely, okay, let me make this my main thing. I felt like there was always the want to have more than one, stream of income, for lack of a better phrase. So for me, at least, I don't think it was a dancing only the end kind of.
Well, yeah. So I suppose I should have said main source of income.
Right.
You know what I mean? But y'all would have seen in some way that this could happen. What about you?
It actually was never an income thing for me. It was always this and or something, and this must be with this something. It just kind of work out where, dance, it had started to provide a lot of opportunities.
Right.
And then what had started happening was you'd find something else to do that could work with this.
Okay.
So, whatever else you find to do, like it has to be flexible, or, it has to be 100% yours, where you have complete control of it, or whoever you're going to work with or for, like they know that this is the situation here. And, sometimes we might need to be flexible. So will this work for you? Like that type of approach.
Yeah. So y'all had an approach where, okay, this dance thing needs to be maintained. So what we're going to do is we're going to build our opportunities that will allow dance to be maintained still in that way.
Right.
100%.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So tell me about the journey working with Marshall. Because I mean, listen. First of all, when did I meet you all, boy? Let's start with let's. When did we cross paths? I remember I would have linked with XD through being on tour with Destra.
Right.
And then I would have the first video I would have done for XD. Big up XD.
Right.
First video I would have
Big
done
them
for XD is Wild Thoughts. It was Shauna, Thais, and Kelsey. And then the second one I did would have been you and Hamid on
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars. Which Bruno Mars was, boy?
That's what I like.
That's what I like. Correct. That's when we met. What was going on with y'all at that time?
Good question.
Well, I feel it just kind of shoot past Kess there.
Sorry. No, well, he mentioned that y'all, when y'all was with Kess, is that when y'all started to see, okay, our dance is bringing some opportunities and stuff like that. Well, I mean, you can take me through the Kess journey, no problem.
I think that Kess journey is a very important journey.
Agreed.
Kess.
What does it take? Just now. So, sorry to interrupt. Now, the part here, what the intent here is for like a young dancer to be watching this and maybe pick up a thing or two
Right.
about working their way into being either some kind of professional dancer, working with a soca artist, etc. Right. Now, you said that the Kess came through with the eclectic link, right? So they kind of put you all on. Right. What does it really take to be a dancer for an artist? What detail your experience in a way where, here's what, while on tour I had to do this, and this. And I had to do that because if I didn't, then my performance would have been compromised, something like that, right? No, I mean, I'm not a dancer, so there's only so far. My ability to ask the questions are limited, right? So I want you all to kind of fill in the blank of what did it take as a dancer to be with Kes, and did you all go on tour with him, etc. Take me through that.
Take it away there, Ren.
Right.
Been
Under
spot
the
there.
bus. Well, firstly.
Well, as you say, we skip through Kes,
True. You're not wrong. Right. So I think that talent, firstly, is a given. You have to have some sort of talent, and then, like like most things when it comes to show business, I think the artist will always be looking for whatever look they're into, right? And that's a very controversial topic, but that's just what it is. I think what had kind of worked for us was the fact that, we were brothers, we kind of look alike.
Yeah.
It just worked, and we come as a package deal, and then we just did all the things that we did before Kess. Also, I think patience and just kind of knowing where it is you want to be is very, very important when it is specifically for the carnival dancing route, because I don't think there's any one specific part or route to it. It is just, like you're fortunate enough for this opportunity to exist and you're in the right place at the right time, and all these different things just align for you and it just work out like that. I don't think it'll ever come down to, you had this training and you didn't have this training, and you do all these things and you didn't do all these things, so based on this calculation I'll pick nah.
That is it. I feel like I agree with you. I actually agree with you for across the creative industry. As in who gets whatever opportunity. It's almost, and people don't like this word. Big up my boy Mars. Mars hates this word, and I told him, I say, Mars, you don't think there's a degree of luck that gives people the opportunities that they get? Nah! Pure hard work. I do X, Y, and Z. I say, all right, cool, bro. I believe it's a bit of luck. And luck meaning, not to say that you slip, you fall, and you get opportunity. But the external elements, just as you say, you make a good but controversial point. People like a particular look. And if you happen to correspond with that look, okay. If you don't, no matter how good you are, hard luck. Does that kind of not mar the industry? Or is that still heavily present? All no?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. So
Yes.
Yes.
and I think, like I don't completely disagree with that, right? I think, as an artist, you're allowed to shape
I agree with that.
your performance however you want to shape it. And that's just how the industry is. If you want tall, slim dancers and everybody have to be over 6 feet, then that's just what you want. So on and so on and
I
so
think
on.
it's three men talking here, so we don't really know. I think it's a bigger problem for the women, because I would hear women complaining that if you don't look a particular way or have a particular hue in your skin or etc., then you mightn't get through with certain opportunities. And I will have my sister and KTC on here to shed light on that. But at least you all are honest enough to say it and not come and hit me the BS with, nah, it's all hard work, boy. It's all hard work. It's all this and that. And we definitely get through because somebody see we skill. It's we might have fit a particular look, and we there's some just pure physical aesthetics to the fact that we get through certain things, and that's a reality, and it is a reality across the board. Even when it looks have no deciding factor in it, like for instance a videographer who's behind the camera, you'll be surprised that certain men just get you just because how they look or who they know or something like that, not even the skill. But it's not about me tonight.
Yeah.
It's not about me. We're not going to get into that.
I mean, I think with
this guy.
I think, when it is you say, or when, some girls say, depending on the shade of your skin, you'll kind of get through. I think is a lot deeper than that. Because to be fair, a fella could say, because you are a girl, you get through, and I didn't get through.
Facts as well.
Or because you could bubble wine and split, and like I could bubble wine and split, and because you are that, you are where you are, and I just here on the back burner waving the flag in the back, like or something like that. Nah.
Yeah.
So I find like things like that, as in when it is you say, because I have this certain complexion, I didn't get through. I find it is a little shortcoming of a much bigger, broader discussion.
Okay. So it's a small part of a big discussion.
Yes.
All right, fair enough. But I said, like I said, I wouldn't know. I would only listen to the complaints of people who experience it, and I can't doubt the experience because at the end of the day, I'm a dude.
Right.
And I can't dance. So I can only hear and listen. I can only listen and take into what people are saying. So So tell me now about the transition. So we finished with
Right.
Tess. Tell me about the transition to becoming a monk dancer. These kind of responsibilities and schedule and what happened then. We go hit the pandemic just now.
Right.
But this right before. This when I would have probably be lying in Guyana. Might have be, I think it's probably just about Guyana. Maybe yeah, that's about it. And I mean Trinidad too. But I feel like that's obvious. But I think it's really just Guyana. I don't even think I hit Tobago with you. I don't even know.
I think
Right.
the transition between Kes and Marshall was difficult. And why it is, I would say that because in my opinion, and I'll let Andre speak for himself. In my opinion, in these scenarios, listen.
Alright.
So quick sidebar there. I feel like eventually we'll do our own documentary called Surviving Carnival. And those facts will be unreal. But just to kind of answer your question here with the transition and just tap into it a little bit, I feel like when it is you're in these situations, and by situations I mean the carnival industry and a dancer with a band and and especially being a male, you'd be faced with things like nobody coming to see man wind up on the stage. Nobody trying to see fellas. Who's these men? That type of thing. People want to see Bamsi. Rah, 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 right? And it is very easy for you to feel like you're not part of this team really and truly.
You're not integral. Or you're not
Correct.
needed like that.
Correct.
Okay.
Like you're just there. Like, all right, cool. I guess they're there. And there was a meeting, right? As in coming on to the end of our Kes journey. They had called a meeting with the dancers and everybody had come in. And
I think this is the story I was going to tell her, but go ahead.
And everybody was there, as in all the dancers were there. The management was there. And one of the band members was there. Not the leader. Or not the lead singer, I should say. Not the leader. Right. And, they're going through the normal talk. The band, we have plans for the future and we want to go in this direction. Excuse. And, we're looking at how Bruno Mars have his band and we trying to do a feel like that, which I get. And, the gist of what it is they were saying is they are moving in a different direction. Now, being in the industry, you have to be, like, that is just part of it. Like, at any minute, an artist can decide, I no longer want to do this.
Right.
So, I'm going to do this. And then you just out in the streets, right? So, yeah. So, they said that they wanted to move in a different direction. And what we would like to do, essentially, is just go with 2 girls. So, at the point in time, it was Andre, myself, and 3 other girls. And okay, we understood. Not a problem. Okay.
I'll look for that one girl, boy.
Yeah.
Right. Not a problem. Okay, sure.
Hold on, I think the initial thing was 2 girls and less choreography, so less dancing. I
True.
think that's an important point.
That as well. Yes. 2 girls, less choreography. Not a problem. Okay, sure. So ultimately it was, well, all right, thank you. Your service is no longer required. That was the bottom line there.
Yeah.
And a couple of shows after that, it was, as in we still went and we look at Kes and it was the 3 girls. It was the same 3 girls. It was like, but we thought it was 2 girls.
That was 2 girls, yeah.
So what is really going? And that looking like the same exact thing we was doing all the time, like even more choreography. I don't understand what happening here.
Like 0 choreography was cut.
Correct.
It was the same thing he was doing.
Carbon copy. So so we had feel like,
What they really was
Yeah.
saying was,
yeah,
you don't know man again.
correct.
Yeah.
And what I was kind of holding on to was the reference to Bruno Mars. Like when I look at Bruno Mars, I'm not seeing that.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
So what you telling me? So either this was a whole Alice in Wonderland journey, and you paint this entire picture that I don't know, maybe at some point in time you wanted to do and couldn't do or didn't know how to do or whatever. But the bottom line was we don't want to use y'all again. I feel like you could have just said that. So it just so happened that there was a conversation between Kes and I, and about the choreography and the girls, what they're gonna do now. Now that quote unquote the chief of choreography leave him out in the rain.
I feel that again, them song effects there, G.
The
Listen,
chief
yeah,
of choreo.
yeah.
Who's the chief of choreography?
He was talking to me at this
Right.
point in time.
so I lost. I was like, so he's
Yeah.
talking to the chief of choreography,
Correct.
who is now outside.
Correct.
And he's like, all right, so what we gonna do now? But my services not required at no longer required at that point. So
Correct. So okay. So we had decided we continue with the girls and we show them the choreography.
that is wild. That is wild because I'm not sure what's going on right now. So, okay.
And we did that,
cool.
Right.
Right.
We gave our best and that was how it ended. It just so happened, luckily, that right after that, we had get a call asking to like come to this Marshall situation here. And it was unreal. The timing could not have been
better, yeah.
better. So we went to management, as in Kes management, like good boys. And we was like, well, this is the case here. Are you 100% sure? Like, is this okay? If that was just maybe a thing, like we have this next opportunity here. We have no problem staying right here and doing whatever. And he was like, yeah, you know what? That's all right. Yeah, y'all go ahead. And that was that. We just, I said, we bow out nicely. Cool. That's the direction you want to do. And then we went on the Marshall bus after that. And 2 or 3 years after that, you get a call to ask if it is, we'd like to come and dance with Kester again. And I couldn't understand. I was like, what is happening? So, we gave our conditions. We will come back if da 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 da. And it was, well, we really just want, we want you all for the last week at Carnival and
Right, it was just for the Tuesday on the Rocks.
correct Tuesday on the Rocks
and the following fets
and
after
whatever
that.
fets they had
Okay,
after
right.
that. And I was like, clearly, this have to be a papi show. And I'm not talking about the goodly Elon. Like, I'm talking about the actual papi show. What are you asking
What are
me
you
here,
asking?
sir?
That's crazy.
So yeah, that was the transition between Kes and Marshall, and it was wild. It was a mental roller coaster having to deal with the pressures of just being a male dancer in Carnival, one, and then dealing with things like that as well. Like it's not easy, boy.
How do you all think that call from the Marshall camp came about? Was it, you feel like somebody saw you? Was it somebody who knew you all or something?
It was definitely Shakir, as in.
Oh, okay, right,
Yeah,
Turbo.
Turbo,
Big up Turbo, big
yeah,
up Turbo.
he was the one that kind of linked that whole thing,
Right.
there. And like we'll always be grateful for that opportunity, and it just came at the right time.
Yeah, that was perfect timing.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
again, it was definitely one of those cases where, okay, well, I have a brother too, so he have to
Yeah.
audition.
Yeah,
And for that first year, it just ended up being 3 meals on Marshall set, which was kind of weird. Because you're accustomed to the 2 on one side, 2 on the other, or just 1 on 1. But we had to make
So
that
was
true.
both of you on Shakir in the beginning?
Yes.
That's interesting. I do even remember that. You know, I don't really party that much, but I do remember that era to see what's on the tree. I mean the first time I ever even heard about dancers and Marshall would have been these girls. Oh, what's her name again, boy?
LaShawn?
I think so. And I think Dancing Jade was
Yes.
Right.
and I only remember Dancing Jade because of Zen. Big up the Zen. Boys, right?
Yes. Jade and Zen.
So listen, you all talk about surviving Carnival. Please, I would like some insight, some information, and if this documentary existed, what does it take to survive Carnival? Great, that's actually a great way to get some tips out of y'all. What does it take if a dancer is ready to go on tour and they're thinking, all right, all I really had to do is dance and I'll be good. Shatter this person's expectations, please. What does it take? What does a typical Carnival season, a good one? Let's talk pre-pandemic. Let's talk the season with like a boss.
Right.
How would a season like that? How would you have to operate in a season like that? You're just going on a diet. You're working out every day. What's it like? You know what?
I feel you should definitely have some mental fortitude. You need to have let talent and all of that be like page 2 or whatever. Page 1, definitely have some mental fortitude going behind any kind of carnival season at all. Especially with an artist like Marshall, where the fets are 2 and 3 in a night, maybe 4. Especially for that like last carnival week. Yeah, definitely keep your head. Whew. I don't know how to make it, as emphasized as possible, if that's even a word. Yeah.
You get emphasis now. You get some emphasis now.
Belief in your craft and mental fortitude is what I would say. Base off the bat. I feel like Ren can add something to that.
I would add, definitely you have to make note that the two experiences, as in a male dancer experience and a female dancer experience, two completely different experiences off the bat. So, depending on who we're talking to, if it's like a young upcoming female dancer or a young upcoming male dancer, I feel like it'll be two completely different.
Yeah, well, you're talking to the male dancers. I definitely will have a female dancer on the pod. So you're talking to the fellas now, because that was a real good point when you were talking about, as a male in Carnival, it's like it could feel like nobody really don't want to see all you. It's just gal. So I mean, again, so you talk about mental fortitude, belief in yourself, perhaps discipline and all that jazz. Add to that, what does it really take to be at, I mean, this is the highest level in so-called dancing.
Right.
There are people who call you all, and I've heard it with my own ears. Martial dances is the industry standard for us. If you want to look good, they are the people to look to. You know what I mean? So what does it take to upkeep that? Continue with this whole survival carnival season?
I think it takes you working on things outside of carnival.
Right.
That you would apply during this carnival. I think during a carnival season or a carnival period or a carnival year, depending on who you're dancing with, or a carnival song. I think when it is you work on one, yes, your diet, how often you dance, like your actual physical ability to like stretch your body to its limits. How often you learn and unlearn things, that is very, very important actually in Carnival, if not one of the most important things. And the ability to work under pressure and just kind of on the spot, on the fly. So it definitely can't be very organized. I shouldn't say can't be, like, if you are expecting, things to be very organized, things to run a certain way, if you're expecting, one specific routine for, the show all the time, or one specific method for rehearsals, it is not that in any way, shape, or form. It will always be how much you could take of the nonsense is what will get you through a carnival season.
Excellent. Any disaster situations where you want to take Metro Boy? Like something that really went left field. On anything. You don't have to necessarily be with Kess or with Marshall in particular, but I mean, this is a business where people are looking at you. So
Right.
a little small failure is everybody, all eyes. As anything, I mean, I've never seen it, but as anything gone kind of awry backstage before you went on stage, anything that anybody must be feeling sick, little injury, what have you, anything that caused an alarm for you guys on your journey touring with any artist?
I personally, I wouldn't say so. I think it would just be, you might forget part of a routine, which is actually ridiculously scary for a dancer. But yeah, I wouldn't say anything, drastic that you're not able to.
That's probably why Ole's still here today. Clearly, if it is.
Well, to be fair, it's at this one time. We were in Q-Rep studio, and it was just before a show, so it's gonna be a couple hours before a show, and
this is Marshall.
Correct. This is The Monk, and this is when he had just bring out this song. I'm a squad, I'm a back, I'm a back. Right. Good Friend Method and Pocket Money. Anyway,
I think that was the same year Remedy.
Nah,
you're wild.
No.
Remedy.
Squad on my back is like just the other day, no? So?
Serious?
Yeah.
Squad on my back is it's not like post pandemic or right before or right after the
I think
pandemic.
that's closer to like family.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I must be mixing up stories then. But sorry, go ahead.
Right. So we are in Q-Rep studio, and it is, Marshall and his team. His team being, the manager, the road manager, security, whole 9 yards. You have the DJ, you have the dancers, you have the costume person. So the room is pretty full. And, we're going through the dance routine, and Marshall is there in the center. Andre and I are usually on the outskirts, just after the lens of the photographer, so just on the outside. Has our position all the time. And
that's hilarious though. because it's sinking in, right? Wait. We wonder how we just never get caught in. How we just never get these photo ops. It's the position.
Yeah. And
go ahead.
And Marshall decides to try this move where Maz and Shakir is kind of catch him. He lean back because my squad have him back. He lean back and then they kind of throw him back up. And
no, that's not Jumbie.
No, the actual song that we were rehearsing is that song, Squad Hammer Back. It is the Jumbie move that he does. Gotcha. So he was obviously trying it there for that song, and Maz and Shakir just was not ready, or Maz, I should say. Maz are training under the bus here, sorry. But look out for the documentary. It'll be worse than this. And Marshall just went straight down. Straight to the floor. Brother!
Yeah. It was real.
It was silence after that. As in, my squad, how me back thinking, brother!
Cricket. Somebody dropped that pin.
Everybody was, like just waiting to see, well, what is the very next thing that's going to happen here? It was quiet, and obviously, Marshall is not at his happiest point at that point in time.
I mean, sorry, at the point in time, I was already of the mindset. Well, fellas, it was a good run.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was a good one. We already on the outside of the camera lens, so
Correct.
It was nice.
That could have happened with Maz and Shakir, and we would have get asked.
Exactly.
No, man. I don't understand how they go drop me. René and André Arneaud.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a joke, eh? But that to me was one of the moments that I'll never forget. Because I really thought that was it. I think the possibility of us going home was real. As in all four of us going home, exactly how it had happened with Kes. All four of us going home, and then you just see two people reappear on the stage. So everybody get fired for that, and then two men get called back. And even when I think it was either Che or Eddie or somebody was trying to help him up, like, he really needed a little minute on the floor there, understandably so, because I feel like he had all his faith in.
Nah, because if it's really the jumping where he releases himself to the floor, then it's a hard drop.
Correct.
A real hard drunken fall.
Yes. Yeah.
Internalize that for sure. So boy.
It was crazy. Luckily, it didn't go like that, and everybody still had the job, and we could have gone on stage and
That's crazy.
have his back.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a crazy story. And I appreciate you guys sharing.
Yeah. It was crazy. For real.
All right. So it's been a good chat. We believe it or not, we're 15 minutes in. Quite comfortably.
Well, look at that.
Quite comfortably 15 minutes.
Look at
in.
that.
I know I'm telling you, it's past like nothing when you're doing these podcasts. So Dren, the duo, what are you all working on these days? Besides the documentary, because we are when the cameras lock off, we have to talk about this documentary. I hope we'll launch the documentary on this cast first, because
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
I'm wondering if I could how I get involved in this documentary, boy.
Nice.
How I get involved? I serious talk. So what's on your horizon for you guys?
We are actually working on a series of videos, something like a album type of thing.
Excellent.
Something called Indie Red. Where's a bunch of work out. The last set of work that we put out, it was really just, a practice video, things I'll drop, but some with a little more quality, only because in our opinion, you're not seeing a lot of that today, as in dancers just, dancing and creating for creating sake is, they might more jump on a trend or this song now come out.
The TikTok energy, I guess.
Right.
You jump on it one time,
And
that's something I always appreciate about you guys, by the way. You all did not pick a song.
Right.
That was and the reason why I liked that is because again, it's not about me, but it's a reflection of when I do something or a video or a film or something like that, I don't do something trendy.
Right.
I do something that fits not only my personality but the mood of the emotion I'm trying to put forward.
Right.
So when I see your videos and you're doing songs to Eminem and
Dua Lipa.
and the song Dua Lipa, you're all going back and further back, and it doesn't matter. It's just whenever. Even when I remember when I told y'all about the voice competition, the particular song y'all picked from the movie The Mask, and I was like, I wonder how many people even pick up on that, boy.
Right.
Let me get about it. Because that one from The Mask, bro, I was like, I hear it, I was like, this is from The Mask. Whoa, where, like. But anyway,
yes,
series of videos.
That's definitely something that lacking in the current dance community.
Well, what good number, and that's that thing we could talk about the whole industry, because generally, and when the episode that has Brave Boy, Mevon, and Young Rod, they were talking about Isaac Rudder, sorry, not Young Rod. They were talking about that. They were talking about the lack of substance in a lot of things. Like Brave Boy was saying, he performed at Lollapalooza. Right. When he mentions that in Chicago, people go crazy. If he says that here, it's like.
Right.
But he believes that if he got a picture with, let's say, Nicki Minaj in the club randomly, that might bring him a congrats and all these different things. So it's just hype. So I do think, and I can't blame anybody, because the industry is like in your face. It's like so close yet so far. Right. It's like everybody knows who is everybody, but then the chance again success is like, it's almost out of reach. So like, if you want to get now, you have to pick up on that hype, etc., etc. And I appreciate that you all don't necessarily do that. So we back at series of videos, a collection, or almost like a dance catalog that people could.
And what we really want to touch on too is one of the things in particular is some of the older influences, like the Nicholas Brothers and like Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire, that era. We want to bring a lot of that into the whole Indie Red production as well. No?
That's
particularly.
That was cool. I liking this. Good name. Does that have anything to do with local or
Indie Red?
Yeah, like the fact that we're from Trinidad, the flag red. Where that name come from?
No, I feel like Well, for me, whenever my brother and I dance, I feel like we put out and we perform to the top of what we believe, right?
Right.
And as time goes on, you see things you could fix, you see things you could tweak and whatnot. But you always start, the starting point is in the red. Now, when we say in the red, what we mean is it's like a little equalizer lights. That's green, yellow, red.
Yeah.
You know, when it's red,
Max
it's too
volume.
much.
Yeah.
That's where you should start. Start in the red. And then, move to soup.
Come on, what up?
Look at him there. That's
Now
him
I
man
say,
there.
I say, picture like you come up with it. Picture like you come up with it.
Yeah, that's where that, idea came
To
from.
be fair though, that really is something that when all your marketing you should explain. Because when you're operating in the red, in business, they say that you're operating at a loss.
Right. True.
So that's
True.
that's interesting. That's pretty interesting. So when you're marketing this, that's something you should explain in the red. I also thought it was something local to us. I said, oh, Trinidad flag, you're red, then we in the red too.
Yeah. Start there as in give it everything.
Give it
And then,
everything.
You tweak accordingly.
Yeah.
You take out, you might start with, the most, and then when you realize what is best for what you want to put out, it might turn down to the simplest piece of art ever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. In audio, when that signal is in the red, they say too hot. So I feel, well, look, too hot for this industry, boy. Say a signal too hot. Serious thing.
Well, I mean, we didn't say that, but you get the idea.
But yeah, good. I go say it.
Right.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I go say it. Yes. Right. So how long have you all been working on now? Or is this just a thing that about to happen?
Well, it's being bursts, to be honest. Like we don't start working on it and then just grind until it finishes.
No, I don't think so. I mean, like a real album, you do work on piece after piece after piece. Yeah.
And sometimes you might find yourself working too much and you just need a break in order to get some inspiration. And then when you get that, it's back to television again. So in terms of putting like a timeline as to how long,
Yeah. Okay.
a while.
That's all right. I understand because I mean,
Yeah.
it's
I
not about
think
me by working on an album too.
one of the
That's what we saying.
All I know that. Yeah, we finish our next song now. I feel I might play it for you after, but yeah, go ahead.
one of the things that we take into consideration is all the things outside of dance that take to make these things happen, which is coordinate if it is you're using other people, coordinate the schedules, get permission to find a place. The concept, the camera, everything have to align for this one project for you to post up wherever day and get your 500 likes.
If so much. It's crazy. Yeah.
After
I know it feels.
The 178 likes.
But true, 178 likes. You just spend all that time,
Brother.
all that money,
my
all that
days.
energy, 178 likes and some flame emojis in your comments.
And
You know that's about it, huh?
And then you would turn the page, see a trend, millions.
Millions. I watched that. Just the other day I was talking to some fellas and said, brother, I am going crazy on social media because I just put max effort into certain things and get beat up by somebody.
Yeah.
And that is it. And I have come to accept that.
Yes.
Honestly, I have come to
for
accept
sure.
slow growth.
Yes.
But bro, there must be a better way, and I'm trying to find a better way. There must be a better way, partner. I refuse to accept that this is it.
correct.
I refuse.
I feel like once I
Again, it's not
head
about
down that likes path, I feel it would not be as rewarding as if you were doing it for the craft. For the
I
talent.
agree.
And like that's initially, and why we still do it, why you would still hear us use a Earth, Wind and Fire song that not trending or Paula Lopez, I think.
I
Something else.
have never, when I started back to take TikTok seriously, up to now I've never used a trending audio because it don't go with anything I want to do.
Right. Right.
Correct. And it's just well, for me it's just feel more fulfilling, boy.
I agree. You know what? I agree. The thing about it is too is that sometimes, luckily that if your life not dependent on them likes, then whatever.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
I know that if it's your only source of income and you're only doing this, then it could feel a little bit draining. The output to the reward, because when I was just doing video. I mean, I'm still just doing video, but it's a different approach entirely. But when I was doing it for like entertainment and stuff like that, I would just see people zoom past me in terms of development, and first primarily because they just knew more people, not because they were better. And that could be disheartening. But because even people just message me and say, yo, I know see a TikTok day, and bro, you know, I wish I was getting more likes and more subs. I have DMs of people telling me we should get more subs, and I'm like, listen, if I was trying to trend, bro, I would have trend. Like I just had to go and talk about Serviceman, Red Girl, and Hornet, and I would trend, bro. It really not hard, but I can't.
Correct.
Simple.
It's not in your soul.
It's not in me, dog. And I do for me to do that, I would just be like, I mean, even on my most low level video, it's still even that video when I was talking about when I click ass versus boobs and thing, it still had a narrative now, boy. It's still had a narrative now, boy. It's still had VFX. It's still had some kind of technique that you saw at next version of me come up and it looked like we was actually having a conversation. That takes skill. So no matter what I put out, even the lowest level thing, I think, God, this is not about me. But it tilting skill. And I see that with you all too. And even if all you're putting out even if it's just a competition live on the internet, you all jump out with the mask. I thought that was so risky.
Right.
Meaning that not meaning the song. Meaning the song and the style. People would have been like, what is this?
What is that? What
No pop culture, no modern pop culture references, no memes, no nothing. You all went hard on. And I commend that. I commend that.
For sure. Like me, like Ren and I were talking about this the other day. There are these guys, right, that we look at. One is, well, two of them are twins, called the Easy Twins.
Easy Twins. I know about these French guys. What's the French guys?
Little Twins.
Right?
Yeah.
But this one is Easy Twins, and they were on the Wola Dance show, the J-Lo and Neo
Yeah.
thing, with another guy called Tobias. So I just did a little research with the Instagram, and when I checked one of the twins' Instagram, I think that the Dren Instagram actually had more followers than him, and I was like, what? How is this possible? Because when I see this guy dance, it's just, to me, it's just amazing. I think he's possibly
top level.
Yeah, top A-class level. And I was so shocked, but it brought me a sense of peace, for lack of a better word, now, to know that, you know, I consider this guy so high, and it's not about your followers, and it's not about your likes, it's just pure talent that have this guy waiting.
Shillings. And you see, and watch now, I talk about talent, you see, I don't know if all saw how we're going on right now with versus Mario versus Omar, and when none of them fellas could have sing and Mario alone singing, we see now where talent, talent could never be beaten. Don't get me wrong, hype will always have its place. Hype will probably propel you faster. We need to be realistic with this, but talent is still real. Correct, and I hope people taking note that talent is real. Like, we don't get tied up, you can get catch.
Yeah, no amount of watermelon will save in that, man.
Bro, oh my days. But I make a meme with actual Mario. Saying y'all niggas sound crazy. It's Super Mario saying it, but yeah. So I'm looking forward to Indie Red. I find that's interesting. We could talk about that.
Nice.
But yeah, so we wanna wrap. You know, I personally don't want my podcast to go 2-3 hours long, but I would love to have you guys back to Del, because I really wanted to talk about, you know, the transition through the pandemic, but you know, that's no problem. Because and before we go, I want to do one thing. I want to make sure that you plug Andre's transport service.
Right.
Plug it one time. Plug it real quick.
Well, here we're going on, right? If it is you need anything more.
Plug it real quick.
No, so it's basically Andre's transport service. It is a 2.7 ton truck with 11 by 6 foot open tray. We work in rain, although it's not ideal, but we do. Transport anything that is not raw materials. So gravel, sand, wrong guy. But more often than not, René is the one who helps me out with it.
Pop.
All right.
So far, most of the work that we have been getting is house moves.
Right.
A lot of house
Still
moves.
important.
Yes, very important.
Still important.
We had one or two
Link me.
events, right? Right. Oh yeah, we did you.
Yeah.
Yes. From St. James to here. We have 1 or 2 events moving as well. We do the transport for 1 or 2 events. So, you know, get
Events,
that.
call the
It
brothers.
is on.
Clipping this.
It's
Yes,
on Instagram.
for sure.
Andre Transport Service. Check it out.
Check it out.
Was this a pandemic inspired business or something
it
you
was
like?
not.
Good. I thought so. So yeah, educate them.
So I actually got the vehicle must be about a year or maybe 6 months to a year before the pandemic started now. And I was really excited. Yeah, let me go and do this thing, man. Let me get this on the road.
No pun intended. Yeah.
And then 2020 came. I said, hey, what's up? I'm a pandemic and I'm here.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, that's perfect timing, son. But no, it was not a pandemic.
Yeah, it was not out of the pandemic, but it was
correct.
but it was used.
Yes,
in the
it was.
pandemic.
As much as possible, and because everybody was watching the coins
Right.
once the pandemic started.
Exactly.
So, but when things started to open up a little bit, jobs were coming in
Well, awesome.
a lot more.
And last question: when you guys are not dancing, what are you guys doing? I mean, you're not a talk your business, but when you guys aren't dancing, what are you all doing?
Sweat, football, this kickball, boy.
Pirate movies.
Pirate movies
And sleep.
and sleep. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Nice. Well, fellas, I thank you so much for pulling through. I know this is one of those late night interviews, so I really appreciate
Thanks for having us.
you all
man.
coming. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Dren origin story is enough for me to pay attention. But I really would love to know about Indie Red in the future. Right? Looking forward to that, definitely. I'm looking forward to all Dren videos, and provided things work out in the next month or so, I come in to check out to do a little show. You know what I mean? The network is going up. That's what this is for. The network is going up. You know what I mean? So, listeners, viewers, this has been the informative podcast series. My guests tonight have been René and André Arneaud, the dancing duo, the elite steppers. You understand what I'm saying? Formerly known as the Strawberry Alarm Clocks. I'll never forget that as long as I live. Thank you guys for tuning in. And just remember to always go beyond the tip. I am J Revolution.
Yes.
Signing out.